Hello everyone, and welcome. This is Steps to Duke, and that's very loud. That's still really loud. Oh my goodness! Like I literally can't even hear it, but that's still like really loud. Let's see. Does amplifying the sound on my computer amplify the sound of the actual thing? I don't think so. That is to say, I don't think that changing the sound on my keyboard actually changes the sound that is being produced in the video. So I'll just put my volume up to 100%, whereas the game volume is basically on 0. Next to 0 at least. So anyways, hello and welcome to the first episode of XCOM 2, Long War 2. I am a huge XCOM fan. I've been playing this game for a long time, and I suck at it a lot, but I wanted to play it on my YouTube channel. The reason why I didn't ever start playing it was particularly because I suck at it, and I sort of knew that if I started a YouTube campaign where I was held to my actions and wasn't allowed to reload or reset things, then I would just end up losing a lot of people would die, I would probably end up just losing the campaign, and nothing would really happen. So with that being the case, we're gonna play on rookie difficulty because I really suck at this game, and I've played on all the difficulty levels before. I've played on Veteran, I've played on Commander, I've played on Legend, and I mean on Legend it's ridiculous. Basically I get squad wiped like every single mission. On Commander it's basically I'm guaranteed to lose at the very least one person every mission if it goes well, and usually it doesn't go well. On Veteran, I've been able to do pretty well. I've been able to, minimize losses to maybe one person every few missions, and then I did actually get things going pretty well until I got into the later game. And when I got into the later game, the advent activity in just about every single region that I had not taken over literally ramped up to like 7 or 8, and every mission was just impossible basically. Like literally it was just, there were so many enemies on every single mission that with the time limits I had, it would literally be impossible to do. Like straight up, I would just, if I even attempted it, I would get squad wiped no matter what I did. So like, I like Veteran, I really enjoyed playing it, I really thought that it gave me a good challenge, and that I was, being challenged while at the same time not like getting completely destroyed. So I really liked Veteran for that, but then once I got into the later game, I would literally just get screwed over, and I would just not be able to progress, basically. So we're going to go with Rookie, because even though it will be super easy at first, like it's going to be super easy for me at first on Rookie level difficulty, and I'm still going to be playing carefully, right? Like I'm not going to be just like, oh, we're on Rookie, we can go and do whatever we want. No, I'm still going to be playing carefully and trying to minimize the damage and losses and everything. So I'm going to be playing carefully. But because we're playing on Rookie, the later game, even when it gets to the point where it's really difficult because the advent activity ramps up to extreme levels, I might still be able to find some way to deal with it if it's on Rookie difficulty. Whereas if it's on anything but Rookie, it's just impossible, and you're just gonna get squad wipes like every mission you attempt. And it's either you get squad wiped or you just don't attempt missions ever, in which case are you even really playing the game at that point? So we're gonna go with Rookie. We're not going to do Iron Man just for the purposes of, hey, what if the game crashes? I am working with a few basic mods So I don't know whether or not
Excitement continues to build
that's
as
going
city
to work
centers
out or not.
across the globe prepare
We'll
for the
watch the
20th
intro
anniversary
video.
of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate a benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Remember, only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep gate crasher.
60 seconds. Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
What an intro. So, the storyline behind everything is that in this scenario, this is, I'm not sure why, but there's a black screen. Oh, here we go. Anyways, in this world, the aliens have essentially taken over Earth already, and they have established themselves as a government force. In the original XCOM, so there's two XCOMs, right? This is XCOM 2. And in the original XCOM, you play as the government force who is trying to keep the aliens from invading. However, in XCOM 2, you're playing under the presumption that 20 years ago, during the events of XCOM 1, the government lost the war, and the aliens took over the world and established themselves as the government force, and the only people who are left fighting the aliens are this resistance that we're fighting as. And so, we're going to start the first mission here. Now, the loading screens do take a little bit of a while to load on most missions. This one was actually pretty short, but later on they'll get a lot longer. But we have an ambush mission for the first one. This is always the same type of mission for the first mission on Long War. So I'm playing with the Long War mod pack, which is just a very expansive mod pack that, you know, just increases the total amount of content in the game overall. I'm also playing with Perfect Information, which gives me a lot more information just about all the enemies and their shot percentages and things like that. And then I'm also playing with evac all, so that I don't have to click evac for every individual soldier when we're ending a mission. So our goal here is to neutralize all enemy targets. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll move out. We're concealed, which means that the enemies are not able to see us. So even if we go into their line of sight, they won't know that we're enemies until we actually trigger them. And we have 2 pods right off the bat, which is a little bit dangerous. 8 enemies right off the bat. That's a lot. We might want to move everyone into some better positions here before we attack anyone. It does look like we've got some full cover right here. We've got some full cover right here. We only have some half cover here, but we can go ahead and just start moving people into the best cover positions that we can get them in. Can this guy move over here? No, he cannot. He can't. He doesn't have the mobility to get all the way over there. However, we do have some good spots over here. So we're just going to run everyone into cover if we can. You don't have much mobility, so you can just stay behind there. You can get over here. I would like to move someone here, but it doesn't seem like we have anyone who can get there. Yeah, no. Is there any other positions that we can get anyone in that are good positions? Not particularly, so we can move this guy over here. Tiffany Roberts. Everyone has their own name. Obviously, they're all my little soldiers that I'm controlling. We can probably move you here and maybe move you up on the next turn. Maybe we can move... Is this half cover? Oh, that's only half cover. Alright, well, we can move you right here for now. You have a lot of health, so you can be in the half cover. And you can just take an Overwatch. So basically, each of your soldiers have basically 2 moves on each turn. If you move, that's counting as 1, but then if you dash, that counts as 2. Obviously, that depends on how far you're actually moving, whether it's considered a single move or a dash. So the blue range here is the range in which I can move. That is counted as a 1 move. The yellow range here is counted as 2 moves. And if I want, I can, like, say move and then take a shot, or I could, like, you know, do some other stuff, like use grenades, or hunker down, or take an Overwatch, which is basically I'm watching, and if an enemy moves, then I'll shoot at them. That's usually good for enemies that are in, like, good cover positions, if you don't want them to be moving around and flanking you. The other thing is that we're currently concealed, which means the enemies can't see us, but if we move into this range right here, this red range, then the enemies will see us, and we won't be able to do what we need to do. So right now, if we were to basically go unconcealed right now, we would trigger all 8 of these enemies, which would not be great, but we might be able to figure it out. Right now, I'm thinking we might want to start off with a grenade. We might want to move a little closer. We can't really move a little closer, though, without triggering anything. Yeah. It looks like we're about as close as we can possibly get without using, or without actually triggering anyone. So maybe, instead, what we should do is move these people back so that we can trigger a single pod at a time. I don't know. Maybe we should just Overwatch for a turn and see where they move. And if they get closer to us, then great, and if not, then oh well. Is there any good positions over here? I mean, I would like to move here, but I can't without revealing myself, so I'm not really going to worry too much about it. I think what I'll do is I'll move you right here and just take an Overwatch. I think I'm just going to wait around and see what happens, basically. We are not on a time limit this mission. On most missions we will be. Those guys moved over there, which is not bad. We can probably move our guys all to the right and then take on the pod that is right there. Yes, I think that's the best idea right now, is to move everyone to the right and then only take on this pod. Because this guy now, has the ability to hit 3 of them. Yeah, we can hit 3 of their guys with a single grenade. So I think the best course of action is going to be to probably move these guys back. Where do we move them though? Like, maybe over here?
On my way.
Let's take a look. Okay, you are in a good position-ish. I mean, you're not in a good position, but like, I'll wait on you. You need to move up as well. I guess you can go like right here or something. Okay, good. You're in a fine position now. So what I'll do now is, excuse me, I want to select you. You we can overwatch with, because you're in a good position. You we probably want to overwatch with over here. You we can overwatch with. You we can overwatch with. You will wait on. You we can overwatch with. Once again, you will wait on. You, I think we'll wait on, maybe? Unless we want to just move you over here and overwatch. Okay. Let's do it.
Roger, I've got my eyes on it.
You are going to throw the grenade, and the only one left is you. So, let's see what they do. We're going to throw a grenade at them. Hopefully we'll kill a couple. We did kill one. We destroyed the loot, but that's fine. We did some good damage to the other ones. So our overwatches should finish off this entire pod. Unless we got unlucky. Miss, miss, hit, hit, hit. One of them survived. That's not the best. Is there anyone else who is left who has an overwatch remaining? You. And you are flanked, which means you'll definitely move no matter what. So I think the best thing to do with you is just to overwatch, because this pod is about to come, so we want you to overwatch on them. Oh, you took the shot. You missed. That's not great. We're gonna have to reposition ourselves, but it looks like this guy is just gonna take a shot at us. He's gonna hit, but that's, I mean, that sucks, but you know, that is what it is. We're gonna kill you now. 91%. Please don't miss. Perfect. Alright, now we've got to move everyone. So the issue is, if we move up here, we have a risk of triggering some other pod over here. However, I don't think that's really that much of an issue right now, to be honest. However, this guy here, we can flank this guy over here by coming over here and shooting him. So I think that's the best course of action right now. 70% chance. Ooh, we got a 72. No, that's on the drone. We can fire at the drone with anyone. We grazed for 2 damage. So the deal with grazing is that basically there's like a 20% chance that a shot will graze. So it's like, say my shot is 61%, right? Obviously it's going to roll a number between 1 and 100. And let's say that number needs to be, if that number is say 1 through 60 or something, or 1 through 61, then it's going to be a hit. And if it's like 62 through 100, it's going to be a miss, or something like that, right? And then if it is within 10 of 61, that is, if it is between 51 and 71, then that hit will be a graze, which means that it's going to hit, but it's going to do less damage than a regular hit would do. So without the grays or with the grays turned off, it would just be 61% chance to hit straight up. That's the statistic. But because I have the grays band turned up to 10%, that means that if the number I roll is within a 10% range of the hit percentage, it will graze, do less damage, but hit. So that's both bad because say I roll like a 50, what would have been a hit turns into a graze, which is like less than a hit. It's less damage. But then at the same time, it's good because if I say roll like a 70, which would have been a miss, it turns into a graze, which is better than nothing, right? So, you know, in some situations it could be beneficial, in some situations it could be bad. However, I think we're gonna have to... Well, I think what we want to do probably is throw a grenade at this guy somewhere. I think we're probably going to want to move this person up. I'm a little worried. How big is this map? This map is not that big. So you know what? We're just going to move you up here.
I can handle that.
Okay, we didn't trigger any pods, which means we can probably just throw this grenade and not have to worry about stuff.
Throwing grenade.
We just want to take care of the officer as quickly as we possibly can. We might have to throw a flashbang though here. Who is the farthest back? You are the one who we probably are going to want to just fire at the drone. We missed. 72%. That would have been an 82% chance to graze, but we still miss. I want to get rid of this drone so that I can then just go and grenade some other guys. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have this guy go here. Tiffany Roberts. If I remember, I'll try to like say people's names so that I can like remember them. Oh. I want to get it as centered as possible so that it's doing as much damage as I can to that drone. Okay, we shredded the armor and now we should be able to kill it in one shot no matter what, which means that I think what I should do is move this guy over here. Yeah, that's a little risky. Let's not do that. I know it's pretty risky to do something like this, but well, with this guy I probably want to do... Oh, I can't reach. Great. Okay, with this guy I probably want to do this. Right? Amanda Rodriguez. Yeah. I can't imagine why I wouldn't want to do this, so... We're gonna kill both of these guys with grenades. We're going to... I'm gonna move you back and then take a shot at the drone. 71%? Come on, at least graze. Very nice, we did graze. And now for you, we only have one person, so we're just gonna use a flashbang on this guy so that he hopefully misses. I'm a little worried about this person. Hopefully he doesn't hit them. I don't think he can flank since he's flashbanged, because he would have to walk all the way over here. Yeah, he's not going to try. He had an 18% chance to hit, and he missed. So now we should have no problem just going and flanking this person. This is not a flank, but I think this is the safest way to move up. We didn't trigger any enemies. 66% chance to hit. There we go. So there is going to be one more enemy pod, probably with only like 2, maybe 3 soldiers or enemies. We're gonna pick up this loot, see what we get. We got an advanced defense PCS. You only have 5 health and you don't have any armor remaining, so we don't need you to move too far up, but we will move you up. I'm not going to move. I'm only going to move you a little up. Take out Overwatch. You can move up here. You can take a reload. You can run up here. I want to like run everyone up. Okay, j'abouche. I guess I'll move you here. Oh, did we trigger something? No, we didn't. You can reload. You can... what do I want you to do? I guess you can move here with this person. And we most likely will encounter an enemy pod pretty quickly. But I guess we should go ahead and just take a turn to reload while we can.
Back online. J'ai rechargé. On fight against. Locked and loaded.
If they show up, then they'll run into a rain of Overwatch. Oh, are they gonna show up? No, just a zombie. So this, yeah, this is the ability of the sectoid. Is or one of the abilities is they can take the dead soldiers and raise them as zombies. Zombies are not very dangerous in of themselves, but if you have a lot to deal with and you've got to waste shots on zombies, then it's pretty dangerous. They're pretty easy to kill though. They don't have much health. Obviously they can't take cover, so it's pretty easy to hit them. And they can only do melee damage, so if they're far away from you, then they're not a threat at all. I think, though, that the best action to take here would be to move up. No, I guess let's just take care of the zombie before doing anything else. Okay, that's fine. They only used one person to do that, which means I think we should probably just move up.
Is it clear? No problem, boss.
So we're gonna just move everyone up, basically. You can go up here. You can go up here.
Heading out.
And you can move here.
I'm trusting you here.
I'm not gonna risk moving you here because they might be like literally right there. And then we trigger them on the last turn and it wouldn't be good. I'm also not gonna risk moving you up because they might be right over here. I don't think they are, but we'll put everyone on Overwatch and oh look, they were indeed right there. So
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion, their genetic structure
So we took a couple of Overwatches. It looks like we grazed one of them, the sectoid. It looks like they have taken some nice cover, but this guy right here is not in the best position for himself, because we can go ahead and flank him like this.
If you say so.
67% chance. Come on. We got him.
Dead. It has to be dead. On reserves.
Alright, now we've just got to really take a bunch of shots at the sectoid. I mean, there's not really much else we can do here.
Let's move
Move into cover, I guess. 23% chance. Maybe we should just throw a grenade. Yeah, let's just throw a grenade. That's at least some guaranteed damage. Are we playing? Let me check my options. If I go to graphics, gameplay, I'm playing on low graphics just because I don't want any lag. Gameplay, interface, abilities. We do want to be able to view locked perks. Campaign. We do want hidden potential to be turned on. That's fine on randomness. We want red fog to be on all. And damage roulette, I don't really care for it, but raise bet is 10. Okay, so that's good. So we definitely want to play with red fog on, and what red fog does is the more damage an enemy or a character has taken, the worse they are at fighting, basically. So since this sectoid is damaged right here, he'll have a less percentage chance to hit and less percentage chance to just do everything. And that goes for your soldiers as well. If your soldiers are injured, then they will have less chances to hit, and so on and so forth.
I'm all over it.
We need to just get everyone over.
Got it covered.
You can just run over here. We don't really have that much full cover to take. So I mean, you know, unless I want to take half cover, I mean, I guess what I can do is I can go ahead and, well, no, I can't move you anywhere, really.
G-boy. Got it covered.
You guys can move up a little. You can just overwatch. Then we'll see what the sectoid does. He only has 2 health left, so he shouldn't be able to do too much. Well, it looks like he's going to use some sort of ability. He disoriented our member, which means that she has a lesser chance to hit.
Okay, Bill.
That's fine. So she only has a 3% chance to hit right now, but we just will not hit with her.
Whatever you say.
Looks like all the people are running away from us. What? Can we not see her?
Got it covered.
On the sector? With her? And it looks like we can almost flank, but we can't quite. Yeah, no, we cannot flank right now. Close.
I hope it's worth it.
Wait, are we close enough for a flashbang? We are.
Flashbang.
So because we're close enough for flashbang, I'll go ahead and use that, and then I'll take as many shots as I can with whoever I can. Can we shoot you from here? Yes. So this sectoid is now disoriented, so they don't really pose that much of a threat. We can just overwatch with you.
Covering now.
Copy that.
J'y suis déjà.
You can take the 22% chance. Miss.
Adjusting sights. I need ammo.
That's fine. We expected that to miss. You can get behind that full cover though. The sectoid will be running out of options at this point. He's disoriented, he probably can't hit us, he probably can't use psionic abilities on us. He had an 11% chance to hit. And now we can go ahead and flank the sectoid with this person.
What's over there?
So it's time to flankens. 84% chance. Come on, don't miss. Very nice. And that should be the entire mission done.
Positive confirmation. Area secured.
Indeed it is. If I look at the video time, let's take a look. We're at 34 minutes already, so I mean, we had a flawless mission. We did get hit once, but we only got hit for the damage that our armor could take, so none of our soldiers actually got injured. When your soldiers get injured, you have to wait a few days before you can use them again because they have to heal up. Obviously, if they get killed, you're not allowed to use them again because they die. This game does have a permadeath mechanic to it where, you know, if your soldiers do get killed, they're permanently dead. You know, there's no way to recover that. So we have successful shot percentage, 70%. Dealt the most damage was Amanda Rodriguez. Made most attacks was Ricardo Rodriguez. We had most under fire was Carrie, I can't see her name. Moved furthest was Amanda Rodriguez. Successful shot percentage was 70%. Average damage was 2.5. Average enemies killed per turn was 1.1. And cover bonus was 33%. So let's see what we've got in the actual base. So we're returning to our base. Soldiers are gonna all come out.
Excellent work, Commander.
And they've got all
Your
promotions
efforts
to
in the
do.
field have certainly encouraged the crew.
So we got Elarium Core, PCSs, Laser Sight, and we got some corpses, we got some wrecks, we got some Elarium, we got some supplies, we got a lot of stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the research.
Impressive, isn't
I'll
it?
let the cutscenes go.
Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology, Commander. Dr. Richard Tigan, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander.
So that was our chief scientist. So we can start a new research. And the first thing we're going to research is modular weapons, which allows us to use weapon upgrades. So we're going to go ahead and research that. Takes 4 days.
That area of research to be among...
If we look at the engineering.
Okay, reworked your repulsors with some of the parts I salvaged from their old engine. Should fix that stabilization problem you had. Come on, Rover. It'll work. Commander! Getting our tech to talk to theirs is harder than you'd think. Lily Shen, Chief Engineer, at your service. You were probably expecting to see my father. In all that's happened, I'm guessing Central didn't tell you yet. He's gone. Dad gave everything he had to get us this far. This entire ship is his life's work. I know he would have loved to show you around the place himself. He used to talk about you a lot. You can be sure I'm ready to finish what he started. Might not look it, but from here, I can fabricate pretty much anything you come up with. And with a little more help, well, you'd be amazed with what I can do. It was an honor to finally meet you, Commander.
So that's the Chief of Engineers. In the previous XCOM game, her father, Dr. Chen, was the Chief Engineer. but this is now 20 years later, and he's now died at this point. So from the engineering, we can build
You'd be
items.
surprised how big of a difference some of
We
these
can't really
things
build
make in
anything
combat
right now
together.
because we don't have any
With a few supplies,
upgrades.
I can
We can also
manufacture
build some
anything you'll need
facilities.
in no time. There's room for us to expand.
We can't excavate yet because we don't have any available engineers.
But we'll need more engineers to clear out space for construction first.
Let's see,
Commander, I'm
but we
going to
can
need more
build
help on the engineering
the
team
Advanced
before I
Warfare
can
Center
start
for
clearing out
150
some of these other
supplies,
roads.
which we will go ahead and build that.
We'll start work on the new facility right away, Commander.
So here we have our little base. We've got all these different rooms that we can have different facilities in, which I will use accordingly. And then we can look at our inventory and view our engineers, which we don't have any.
I wonder if this is
If we
what
go to
it
the
was
armory,
like in the old days. Always on edge,
so I've got squad
ready for a fight
management.
on a moment's notice.
So
Certainly keeps you on your toes.
I can delete squad for now, and I can create squads, right? But the bigger thing is that, so, well, first off, we can recruit some soldiers, and we'll go ahead and do that. Spend 50 supplies, recruit these guys.
Too bad you need a chip to get in.
We have a memorial where we can view dead soldiers. We don't have any yet, but we will at some point.
But it gives our people a chance to pay their respects.
So we have all our soldiers lined up here. We have a lot of them. We have all the ones that we took on a mission here. So let's take a look. So we have Sarah Fisher. She has 5 health, 14 mobility. So based on the stats, right? Let's take a look at everyone's stats. So it looks like at the low end of the aim would be the lows, or the mid to high 60s. The high end of the aim is going to be about 80, maybe 85. It looks like for mobility, everyone's going to be between probably like 13 and 17. Oh, there's even someone with 18 here. For the hacking skill, it looks like it goes anywhere between 2 and like a 9 or 10. For health, it looks like it runs between 4 and 7, mostly 5. And for will, looks like it varies between about 20 and 40, depending on the person. So let's take a look. This person is, they do have some pretty high aim. They don't have great mobility. They have reasonable health, but with this aim, I think you're gonna be an infantry. What just happened? Did you become an asset? I didn't have. I forgot. I don't have Commander's Choice on right now. Alright, well, I guess this person just became an assault. Okay, so I'm going to... Whoops.
Commander, to the armory.
I just skipped the cutscene. I didn't expect it to be that loud. Oh well. Resistance management. Let's see what we've got here. We probably want to put everyone on intel, which just means that they're going to be finding missions for us. Objectives, we don't really care yet. Avenger report, that's fine. So anyways, I think what I want to do is I want to restart the game and have Commander's Choice turned on when I do, so that I can then choose the class that everyone is.
Good to see you on your feet again. Welcome to the bridge, the nerve center of our operation. The aliens have our entire world in their grip. Advent controls everything. Government, communications, industry, not to mention the military. and it's on us to take it all back. Resources and time are tight, Commander. It'll be up to you to decide how to best use both. The ship is yours.
So yes, we now have our strategic layout.
We prepare for new operations and continue our
So we've got our base over here.
by scanning at sites like this one. On your
So
order, we'll
each
start our
region
scans
has
on
a
the
certain
surrounding
advent strength
area.
level. Currently this one is a 1. So if I click on this, it brings me to this screen.
Search the area for clues or other resources.
And basically,
It's going to take some time, though.
in different regions they have different levels of advent strength, which means that they're going to have more military in regions that have higher strength levels, obviously. And as I was talking about earlier, the strength levels get ridiculously high in the later game to the point where it's basically impossible to do anything. But we're not going to worry about that for now. So let's go ahead and scan for the black market. So we can go ahead and we can either buy stuff, we can buy scientists, engineers, soldiers, or various other, we can rush researches, we can buy, parts for guns, or PCSs, or whatever. And we can sell stuff if we want. I don't want to, but you know what I do want to do is I probably want to buy both of these people. Both a scientist and an engineer. So that we can speed up our science time and we can start.
Now that we have more staff on the engineering team, we can start clearing out space for new facilities.
Yep, we can start clearing out the
We
space.
should keep looking for more recruits, though. We'll need them to staff the facilities once they're built.
Commander, we currently have no new supplies coming in. We'll need to seek out new means of replenishing our resources.
Yes, I know that, Bradford.
So far, I
Don't worry.
haven't seen anything critical among the alien components left over in this area. If we clean this stuff out, we could probably use this space for a new facility. Excavation is
So we finished our modular weapons research. Very nice.
The outcome of this research can only further our
So we've unlocked a lot of stuff. And I think the best thing to research right now would be, I guess, just the communications. So we'll go ahead and do that.
Begins immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
We're going to continue scanning. And it looks like we've gotten a target. So let's take a look. We have 8 days and 3 hours. So here's one of the aspects of the game is you have a certain amount of time before the mission expires. And based on how much time you have, you can send a certain amount of soldiers. Because basically, the more soldiers you send, the more time it takes for them to infiltrate. If you don't reach the full level of infiltration, then things will be much more difficult on the mission. So if you don't have much time for the mission, then the infiltration time will be, or then the infiltration that you obtain will be very low, and then the mission will be harder. The more soldiers you send, the longer it takes for you to completely infiltrate anything. So the less time you have, the less soldiers you're allowed to send, essentially. Now, it looks like the reward for this mission is going to be free captured rebels, so we get some resistance personnel, which basically are the people who give us either intel, supplies, or help us recruit more people. So we'll go ahead and do this mission. Obviously, I'm going to end the video in a second here, but we're going to create a squad, right? So we've got Sierra Squad, we're going to assign soldiers. Now, we're not going to assign any of these people who are promoted. We're going to assign people who are not promoted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if we can actually send all these people, but yeah, total infiltration 7 days, 5 hours. So we can give people different items. So I think we'll go ahead and have half of the people carry medkits and smoke grenades, and we'll have half the people carry the flashbangs and the regular grenades. And I think this is looking about good. And we're going to strip all the weapon upgrades, and we're going to give someone a weapon upgrade, right? So if we go to weapon upgrades, We have a laser sight. That's all we have, but you know. Anyways, so in the next episode, I do plan on having all the mods properly running. But in the next episode, we will promote our soldiers as I want to, and then we will go on the next mission. So, let's take a save. So, thank you for watching. This has been Dubzaduke with the first episode of XCOM 2. We're playing on rookie difficulty. I know. All the comments, all the people who are watching are going to be like, oh, this guy, oh, he's baby level, he's playing on the easiest difficulty. Oh, yes, I know. But it will help us in the later game. So you guys will realize later on just how difficult this game gets. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.